Okay, what's up, guys? We are back for today, the beginning of the LCPL 11. So yes, I've been picked by my good friend Kidder. So I'm going to be playing for the Atlantis Fomantis. The LCPL is of course, the Little Cup Premier League. Regroup the best LC players for that tournament. It's going to be 8 team based for a 7 regular season weeks, and after you got two playoff seasons, so it's pretty standard. So for the first week, we are going to be playing versus the Skitty Committees, managed by Lily AC, that I already played in other tournaments, and also that was she was my manager for the last LCPL. So we'll be going for a quick recap of this first week that happened, that just happened, and also some good predictions or thoughts that we should that we should think about for the week 2 that is already started. Okay, so for the first game, to make it easier and also to not make a too long video, so I'm gonna be covering my game, and after I'm gonna be covering one SS game plus one old gen game, some that I think that are the most relevant. Of course, my game is not that relevant, but the others, some that I think that were the best, or that gave the best show, or are the most interesting. So for the first match, we see a pretty pretty interesting game. So I'm playing against the Franklin, which is a very good overall player, playing in many Premier League of the lower tiers. So this guy, of course, he knows what he's doing. Maybe not the best LC player, but of course he's able to learn the tier and also pivot any teams that he will be provided. So we get, like I said, a pretty interesting matchup. We see exactly a mirror, so it's a LC moment, and yeah, so we can see that, of course, both Carve looks insane in this matchup, so it will be really a war of who can take advantage of his Carve the faster and also the most efficient. So we'll go straight into the game. So it's really basic from my hand. The only twist that I have is Diglett. It's Focus Sash Diglett with Hurt Power, Sludge Bomb, protect, no, not protect, a Final Gambit and Sucker Punch for the opposing Pharaohs, but also Grookey. So my plan is to trap the Grookey with it, and also and after you let Carve just sweep the rest of the team. Unfortunately, there's no Grookey in front, but it will be able to trap Pharaoh. Normally, you don't have Final Gambit on Diglett, so it can maybe trick the Franklin into some misplays. So normally you have Protect on it to waste some turns of grassy terrain. So let's say that they put the rocks, you come on a Grookey that has killed your Pokemon, whatever it is, and you can protect, you go back to full due to the grassy terrain, and after you can revenge kill it with the Sludge Bomb plus Sucker Punch. So I know that my Carve will be the masterpiece of this game. I'm going to be leaning with it. So I was anticipating, of course, the Mienfoo, because, you know, normally, not that non-mainers always lead with Mienfoo, but it's more like it's the safest lead. You cannot go wrong with it, because let's say that I lead with Coughing, they can just fake out, or you turn straight, they can decide to knock to remove my Violite, so Carve can sweep easier. And so you cannot go wrong with it, but I know that they will be leading with it because it's the main one, and it's the safest one. So unfortunately, what we will see here is that I'm gonna try to protect. So I've discussed a little bit about this play after the game, because you know, yes, it's the obvious play, because Carvana get outspeeds by Mienfoo, because Carvana will run Adamant, of course, to get the most damage on the opposing. And Mienfu will never fake out on a Carvana, because of course, if the Carvana doesn't protect, you want to U-turn on it so you can directly kill it, because Carvana doesn't have bulk, it dies to any super effective hits. After, if for some reason I protect, you can you didn't lose anything, and you can go to your answer, which in this case is the Pharisee. But one thing that Keter noted me after the game is that on my hand I could have tried two possibilities. So my what I first did is I clicked crunch straight off the bat, because I wanted to catch the Pharisee on the switch, which was to me the most it was the safest play for them, in my opinion. So not the safest play, but the most optimal play, because they don't want to waste the turn trying to get me on a non-protect T1, because they will try to get advantage of it and go directly to Pharisee. So that was my thinking, but I canceled it like 3 seconds after before they decided to click their move, and I changed to protect, because I was like, nah, they will try to catch me. But of course, it didn't work. On the other end, what I could have done by what that Kidder said was to doubling to coughing, which could have been an option as well, because it covers Minfu trying to stay in, and it covers the Pharisee switching. The only thing that I maybe not don't agree, but in that it's more questionable, is that, let's say that Minfu, of course it's T1, so they will try to U-turn on me and get the non-protect Carvana T1. So and after, if they U-turn on coughing, they go to Natu, they get a free psychic, because I don't have any resist unless because it's pretty free. I can hard on carve on a protect, but on a psychic, sorry, but it's really dangerous because I risk a U-turn. I can go to my own Natu, but then they will probably predict it. They will U-turn into their carve, and now I am in the in trouble, because they will be able to take advantage of their carve, which I don't want, because like I said at the beginning, it will be the game of who will take advantage of their carve first. So I go with the it's a long turn one. I agree. I go with the safest play. I don't want to get the flip turn on Pharisee, because I don't want to get damage from barbs, and flip turn will not do anything from it. So I'm gonna pivot to coughing, knowing that my opponent will never rock into Natu. I can straight up go to T-Bolt, because I was like, yeah, they never risk the Fire Blast onto a Pharisee. And also, I was predicting them to predict my Fire Blast into their Diglett. So Natu will take less from Fire Blast than Diglett, especially if Diglett is offensive and not a Violite. And also, it could have been like me, Focus Sash Diglett. It's not the case, but you will see. And I'm lucky, I get the pair directly onto Natu, so I can just try to kill it. I go with the Sludge Bomb easily on Mienfu. They will fake out. They get the crit, but I guess I get the para, so that's fine. They're gonna U-turn directly to their coughing. Here, so I go to the Sludge Bomb. I don't want to waste to miss something, so that's fine. And now I do the most questionable play, and that is the most dumbest play I have made of this game in for a long time. I try to catch something and go to my Natu with the T-Bolt, and I get para as well. So, so that is unfortunate, because of course, yeah, Expulsos is cash. So in the chat, so it's pretty unfortunate, because I had the advantage with their Natu being paralyzed. I had my full Natu that sit on the team, unless of course of Carve. now that Natu is paralyzed, but I just drop it and I lose it. So no, I don't have my Eviolite, but at least I'm speed tying with coughing, so I may have been able to get some damage off on coughing, which is very important because coughing isn't in range of psyching from Carve yet. So I need to chip it a little bit more. Now that my Natu was paralyzed, I'm like, oh shit. So I can't regen it on anything other than Pharisee. So I decide to keep it in case, but as you see, they are gonna T-bolt, oh no, Sludge Bomb. I leave it and I'm like, okay, let's try the tie. I'm 12 speed, and coughing never runs more than 12 speed. That would be, in my opinion, a waste of EVs. You don't need 13 or 14 unless you really want to outspeed if speed if pawn, but there's no point in doing this. You lose too much both. So also what I could have done instead of trying to pivot to Natu and not get paralyzed was going to straight to Diglett, because my Diglett, as I said, is focus sash. I don't have anything to trap it unless, yeah, Pharaoh, but there's no Grookey. So the point of the Diglett is to trap Grookey. There's no Grookey, so I need to use it as a pivot or a sack or something, because all my other pieces are very useful. My Natu was very useful to check all the other 5 Pokemon instead of Carve, unless Carve. So, and I just throw it away. So that was really bad for me. So I'll be going to Diglett. I'll try to. I was like, I wanted to get the Natu, but with Sludge Bomb because I'm special, like I said. But I was like, maybe just go to Mienfoo, so I want to chip it and be able to final gambit it, but it didn't work. Hopefully, my opponent made a questionable play, so they double to Fercy, maybe trying to catch the beat up or the Rock Tomb or something. I don't know. So they go to Pharaoh, and now Pharaoh is trapped, and I'm able to gambit it, which is very good for me because I'm now Carve is very open right now. There's no resist in front, so it just kills everything, or almost, with some chip. So I kill for Carve, and here, so another not questionable play, but suboptimal play is that here you have Mienfoo that comes in. So it comes in raw. It's not a double. It's not something that you that they try to anticipate. It comes in raw with 53%. Of course, Carve kills it. Now, what you need to worry about is that Carvana, with Psychic Fangs, it hits everything in front. So maybe what my opponent was trying is to bait the crunch and stay in with the U-turn, but I was like, yeah, that's probably it. But the most, when you think about it, the safest play for them is simply to go to their Carve, because what you do with your Carve here in this situation, you either protect on a fake out, you can also Psychic Fang, which Carve is immune. They can go also to Natu to sack it just to get the regen. So that was the goal of my opponent, to get the regen. But I don't know why I didn't get it. And let's say that on that moment, I know that it comes to my mind that I needed to take that in consideration. But again, I was like, what if they predict my prediction and stay in and I lose my Carve? I lost the game on the spot. So that's another suboptimal play, because let's say that I predicted this, I could have just crunched straight up and Carvana was 2 KO and Carve was out of the picture. So that's unfortunate. So I get a flip turn, 63% with a flip turn. That's insane. Carve is gonna die. So you get it? Maybe, well, I don't know. I'm gonna make a quick calc. Because at that point I was a little low on timer. I just want to see if Carve versus carve. Okay, so no, crunch doesn't 1H kill. I was worrying if it was a kill, but no. So yeah, so I go to the to my Minfu because my Minfu is of course full. I'll pivot to the with the U-turn because I always want my Carvana to get a speed boost. I'm gonna crunch, which is pretty fine. So here they'll go to coughing, and let's just remember the beginning of the game. If I stayed in with my coughing and not try to pivot to my Natu, maybe I won the tie and get some chip on it, or maybe I just lived the T-Bolt and I was able to do some chip on it. So let's say coughing versus coughing. I remove one of the if I light and see the damage. So T-Bolt was okay. No, T-Bolt was likely to kill me, but like I said, it's a tie, so maybe I was able to win it. And also, my Natu was full, so that's it. So my Carvana is forced to just flip turn and go to my Ninfu. Unfortunately, I get the prediction wrong. Sorry, right. And here also I make another questionable play. So I'm just going to move. So I flip turn. Okay, so coughing is at 35%. Here I have my Minfu. My Minfu is taunt. I don't have fake out for it. So I'm not able to get some chip on the coughing. But what we need to know is that Minfu with knockoff do 20% or just I think it's around the no, sorry, knockoff was 25 to 30%. So that was a really bad play from me. I was once again over anticipating my opponent because I was like, maybe they will try to go to their Minfu and try to fake out with knockoff, win the tie, and maybe this could have happened. I was over anticipating, and that was on me because I was like, maybe they will try to keep their coughing and fire blast my Pharisee. That could have been an option. So that was really bad for me because the eye jump kick is not going to be enough to get in range of U-turn. So that's bad because now that it was not in range of U-turn, I cannot switch into Pharaoh or Carve because I risk to lose one of them. So my best play was to knock and now switch out with my U-turn because that makes my Minfu still alive, still with its Violet, and coming back with like 55% because coughing will be dead, so neutralizing gas will not erase the regenerator. That was bad for me, unfortunately. And now that allows the Diglett to come and trap my Minfu. So that was a bad play. I'm forced to go to Pharisee because if I go to Carve, first I don't know the set of the Diglett. It can be Sash, it can be Violet, it can be Scarf, so I don't know the set right now. So I'm forced to go to my Pharisee because of course Diglett doesn't kill Pharisee. And another suboptimal play, I think, in my opinion. So Diglett is going to be forced out, in my opinion. So they will, of course, go to Mianfu. I should have first T-Wave. Mianfu doesn't kill Pharisee from full, whatever I like, even with high jump kick. It takes 80%. So I was better to T-Wave first, after try to bank on the para. So it could have happened in 2 turn. That's a decent possibility. And after I can knock, because I need to knock the Mianfu so my Carve can 1 HK with. So what we will see is that I Giga Drain first, which is not ideal. They are going to T-Wave. Sorry, they are going to high jump kick me. I decide to knock, and that is also problematic for me because they are going to have a safe switch out for Mianfu so it can regen, but it allows the Diglett to come back, and that was not what I wanted because I wanted the um, I wanted the Mianfu to be para in front of my Carve, because Carve needs one speed boost before it faces the Diglett in case of the Scarf, but I don't know the set. And here my opponent goes straight up to Diglett instead of risking the tie. Because let's say that they risk the tie and I lose the tie. They do me like 60% and I lose because I will get chipped by the life orb. So that was bad for me. And maybe that was also bad from them because let's say that they tried the speed tie and they won. They won on the spot. But if they lost it, yeah, they lost too on the spot. Because as we will see, I protect once, they lock it their self into AQ, and another misplay from me because they are straight up going to Diglett. That's that's evident that they will be scarfed. But I was like, maybe they're trying to bait me, and I'm not going to go for the double protect on fort because I was like, maybe they are a Violite, I don't know, and unfortunately I'm gonna be losing the game on that. So I'm not a huge fan of how I played this game, and I'm pretty sad about me. Pretty deceived by how I played that. I wanted to make a deep analysis of the game and some of the key turns that I didn't play optimally. And what's very upsetting about it is that those plays, I saw them in my head during the game, and I was like, okay, they are probably going to do it, but that would be ballsy for me to do that and to take advantage of it. And I didn't do them. All of the plays that I stated today in this video is that I thought I thought of them during the game, but I didn't have the guts to make them. So that's something I need to improve and to work on it, so I can be better for the next game, and also to help my team to win. So that I think that was our second game of the week at that point. So it was not the week wasn't over or decided at that point. So we'll move on to the next game. So the next game is between my captain Kidder and my very good friend Surfy. So two very good players. We see directly at the preview, at the team preview, because we saw wait sorry, we see that both have some very big threats. So you got the maybe Scarf Oregon with Kidder, and you have the Carve plus Kuruki on the other end. So also you got Pony K, that is also that it can be a big threat. Diglett has a good matchup, so he can trap Ponyta, it can trap Poniard, it can do some big damage to Coughing as well. So yeah, on the side of Kidder, you got a pretty standard team with the Mienfu, Pharaoh, Mariani, Core with Natu also. So yeah, it's going to be a game of mind games, and also who will take the advantage on the other. So let's get into the game. We'll see a standard Mienfu lead. Oh no, sorry, it's not this one. Sorry. So Mienfu fake out. Mariani is able to try to fish for the Scald after. So removing the Violite on Mienfu is very helpful. On Fort, we don't get the burn, but that's not the end of the world. We're gonna recover because Coughing is coming in to deny the Regenerator. Natu on the Coughing. So here you don't see a T-Bolt para from Coughing, but Natu is coming on is going to U-turn. Sorry, predicting the Kuruki or the Carve. Good play from Kidder. Mienfu is going to knock, predicting the Coughing. Kidder is going to read it and is going to remove the Surfy is going to read the Mienfu staying in with the knockoff. It's going to get it. Kidder is going to make a good move, predicting the Coughing the Kuruki not wanting to make the speed tie, and also since it's a Violite, not Life Orb, it doesn't OHKO Mienfu. So it was safe for Kidder to just try to U-turn. and go to Natu to keep the offensive presence. So we see something not very common. Flame Body proc on Natu from Ponyta, so it's a defensive Ponyta probably, or it's just a berry juice with the with the uh, with the Flame Body instead of Flash Fire for Sun. So Marini is going to pivot to to Diglett, sorry, just to try to bait for the high horsepower and being able to trap it after. We will see later in the game that this Ponyta has a trick in it, so that play wasn't meant for from both of them, because I'll explain it later. Because we will see that the grassy terrain ends there, so it was able to trap it. So Marini will be coming in. Maybe too safe from Surfy here to try to fake out on the Diglett, because Minfu had still enough HP to live any attack from Diglett. Maybe he was trying to see if it was Life Orb, but you're trapped, so it doesn't matter. So Surfy was better to just U-turn, in my opinion. So we'll see Coughing coming in from Surfy, losing its Violet, but that's fine. Here we have the damage of Coughing into Porygon. With the T-Bolt, it's indicating that this Porygon is a Violet. So Coughing neutralizing gas the trace ability, or it can also deny the download ability. So Porygon is going to be doing a lot of damage to Poniard. And what is interesting here is that this Eviolite Porygon can live any hit from Poniard, but it can also revenge kill it with something else, because we will see that it's not locked and it can T-Bolt. And T-Bolt was going to kill the Poniard, but also it can kill the Poniard, or sorry, the Coughing switch in. Good U-turn from Surfy. Marini Carvanha is going to come and being able to hold the team. So this is going to be the goal of Surfy, to chip down the Fury Seed and being able to bring the Carvanha as much as possible to break down the team. Because once Pharaoh is gone, Carv just sweeps the team, because Minfu lost its Violet. So good play from Kidder, predicting the switch out, and bringing the rocks will help to remove health from Carvanha. Another Carvanha switch in, Crunch hitting, going to kill the Natu. That's fine. So Ferroseed is going to coming in. A good protect from Carvanha to see the double switch. Kidder is going to force to go back to Ferroseed, hitting the Psychic Fangs. Maybe Surfy was trying to play safe, but that's some 50-50, so you can't really you can't blame him, of course. So Kidder is going to double to Marini, predicting the Poniard, which is good. Unfortunately, it allows Pawn to put the rocks. Minfu is going to kill the Poniard, which is pretty fine. So here. No reason to not go into Marini, but Surfy saw it and is able to U-turn. Carvanha is always free; it can just protect, and now Ferroseed is in range of Crunch. So Kidder needs to chip down the Carv with the Life Orb damages. The crit is on 4th, but happens. Ferroseed is going to be sacked at that point, but again, Surfy is playing well with the protect turns. Kidder is going to pivot again to remove some Life Orb damage. Now, yeah. So why this turn happened is that Surfy is seeing that he needs to keep enough HP to being able to flip turn on Porygon, going to something else, forcing Porygon to kill the other Pokemon, and coming back on 2 rocks plus life orb, and so it's to be able to win the game. So it needs to save some HP. Good play from Surfy to see also the Ferrocene coming in, and Infu is just going to U-turn again. So you see the Ponyta high horsepowering in the Mariani, and now Diglett is coming in, and this Ponyta was actually Scarf Ponyta. And why I said that earlier, it was a very tricky situation, is that we saw that um, that the sorry the that Kitter hard Diglett onto the Ponyta when Ponyta was in front of the Mariani, and Kitter baited the high horsepower to being able to trap Diglett while it was the last turn of grassy terrain. But let's say that that Surfy did that high horsepower, well, Diglett was dead unless it misses, of course. So that was a that was a dangerous situation that both players didn't anticipate it. So Ponyta is out of the way. Diglett is going to be able to live. Kidder is going to save it, of course, because it can have some other tricks. So Grookey will be able to Drink Punch the Fruit Seed. We're getting rid of it. We see as well that Porygon is able to, of course, to live in one hit because it has the Violite. Tri-Attack is going to knock out the Grookey. Carvey is going to come in. It's faster than Porygon. It can kill it as well. And now we have the Diglett that will be coming in with the Sucker Punch. So it will be a Sucker God war. So we'll see who will win. Protect, Sucker Punch. We'll see Protect, Sucker Punch. That's always very stressing when you do this, because you never know when your opponent will hit. Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch from Kitter, and they called after the game, and it was possibly a high roll of one out of 16 chance to happen. So maybe got bailed by it, so that's on Kitter, but whatever. So Diglett is going to fake out. Minfu will fake out. It will die after to the knockoff, but the damage is done, and now it's coming back to one of LC moment, like Kitter said in the chat, who will win the tie, and Kitter wins the tie. So we've been lucky on that one, not gonna lie. Surfy did a pretty good game against one of the best LC player in the on the planet right now. So very even if Surfy was against hard team, I'm pretty happy of how he played. That was really good, and Kitter was able to pick the dub, and that's very fortunate for us, and we'll take it, of course. So let's move on to the third game of this video, and we'll be taking a look at the DPP LC. So I've been playing some DPP LC recently, and I'm really happy to see it in LCPL as well, with some really good players. So on my team we see so it's Izza. So I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Versus HSOA. So there's no team preview, of course, in DPP. So let's jump right into the game. So we see a Snover lead from Hiza versus Coughing. Of course, Coughing can run Fire Blast, so Stunky will be the dedicated switch in. So next we have a questionable play that has Hiza after the game. The explosion was maybe a little bit earlier in the game, because we don't know if there are ghosts in the team, so Duskull or Gasly, and also we don't know if there are some other psychic types in the team. Maybe there was a little bit earlier to explosion, but they told me that Coughing was a big threat to the for the team. So That's understandable, but I think that your Munchlax will always be a better switch in, because we are almost 90% of the DPPLC team have a Munchlax. So we're able to remove the coughing, which is very, very good. Snover is going to be the switch in, because you don't want to reveal too early all the Pokemon of your team. So going with Snover, that is one of the known Pokemon, is fine. And also Munchlax doesn't do too much to Duskull. Duskull will be sorry, Hiza will try to predict maybe the I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what they predicted, because the either the return or the Will-O-Wisp was more free, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know exactly what they tried to predict, because now Croagong is forced to switch out. A good prediction from Hiza, which is able to bring in the Gligar. So here, that is another not a questionable play, but I think it was pretty obvious from Isa to not let the Chew die. So Gligar was the dedicated switch in, and here why I'm thinking about it is that HSO will never risk the Chinchou, because it's pretty obvious the EQ, or maybe a double to Snower or something, because I don't know, but that was really, really risky from HSO if it was going to stay and try to stay on rocks or stay on U-turn or something. So in my head, Aquatail was safer, because yes, it's a possibility that there's a Gligar. You know that there's a Munchlax in front with if you Aquatail, you do like 25-30%, so you don't bring it under 50, so Oran Berry doesn't proc, which is really helpful. So after EQ can kill it, and you can, like I said, get the Gligar on the switch. Now it will be a speed time moment, but that's fine. Both will be able to hit plus proc their Oran Berry. Same damage, nothing really wrong. So Hiza will make the switch to Snover, which is pretty good. Maybe they could have do it directly. I don't know, in retrospective, because we see that there's a Bronzor in front. Woodhammer is going to do a little bit of damage, not too much, because of course Bronzor is really tanky. Munchlax is going to coming in to try to fire punch the Bronzor. HSO maybe reads it, I'm not sure, or maybe try to predict the Duskull switching in, which could be a possibility. So HSO will be able to wisp the Munchlax and leave it. The Pursuit will not be able to do a lot of damage. Pursuit again, and now Munch will die. Snover reveals to be Scarfed, so that's not ideal for us. So Duskull will be coming in. Now here another in my head. I know that's not that turn. Good play from Isa predicting the Gligar switch in, so that was really good. The Woodhammer coming in is able to get a clean 2 HKO on 2 Munchlax, so very good play from Isa. Removing the Munchlax and living with 1 HP is very good, and also helps for the 2 other months. But Bronzor revealed to be CM, which is really problematic for us, because as I said earlier, we decided to explode onto Coughing, sorry, but our Stunky was really helpful for Bronzor. Of course, there's no team preview, you don't know it, so you can't really not explode, just in case that there is a Bronzor in the back. And also we were not Oran Berry, we were Lumberry, to prevent the Will-O-Wisp from Ghastly, and also Stunky would have been helpful for Ghastly as well. That's why I was not a big fan of this Stunky switch in. Maybe Munchlax was a better play, and even Gligar was a safer switch in, because Coughing doesn't run any heist move. So if we were like maybe put rocks, maybe SD, so I don't know. So it would have been nice to see that, because we will reveal to be Taunt Gligar, which is pretty uncommon. It was a good play, but unfortunately we will be crit, which removes our Gligar, and we will not be able to get some chip damage onto it and proc the Oran Berry as well. So Duskull will be coming in. Uh, maybe a questionable play on that one, because Gligar was very obvious. I would have just U-turn or Will-Wisp, because Will-Wisp was good as well to chip it every turn that it tried to CM or recover or recycle the Oran Berry. So now Gligar is able to return, is able to Aqua Tail. Fortunately, return plus Shadow Sneak is able to remove the Gligar, which is fine for us. Now Duskull will just sneak into the Chinchou, and that's fine. Now Snover is going to Woodhammer. There was a big 50-50 here, because let's say that we discussed about it again in the game, in the chat after the game, because there was a 50-50. You can either go Snover and in front of the Chinchou, predicting the Bronzor, you switch out to Krogunk, you hit the Focus Blast, because at that point Bronzor, I think, was in range of Focus Blast from Krogunk, but that would have been tricky. We will see that Krogunk will hit the Focus Blast and 56. So it was a roll. It was a roll. So that would have been tricky in the ending. So, and Psychics will be able to shut down the Krogunk. So well played from HSOA, and Isa played well as well. Maybe some key turns that need to improve, but so we all have those moments. So this was the 3 games that I want to share with you. So if we go back to the standings of the tournament, if we go to just all the standings, we have the week 1 here. We'll just go down to this. We went to a 3-5. Unfortunately, we lost the week, so you always have this in mind. So what if I won my game? Yeah, it would have been a tie. So I'll be taking the blame on me, because my game was probably the most winnable of all of our losses. Maybe Team Charm had a shot as well versus Xavier JB. But yeah, so we need to learn from our misplays and move on to the second week. The second week we are playing against the Snobs. So the Snobs, yeah, the Hom Num Snobs, piloted by Merit, and some very good players as well in this team. So of course I'll be covering it with a recap next week, and hopefully we can go back to the victory, just to see the result of the other week. So it was pretty it was close in every matchups. So you can see the Rimmer Raiders winning 5-3 versus the homosexual Opips. After you got the Hom Snom that took the dub versus the Roaring Railus. Very impressive from them, not gonna lie. After you got a tie versus the Rolly Collies, which are the defending champions, versus the subscriber Frockies, and we have the 5-3. So yeah, pretty close, and that's what we want. We want to see some hype matchups. So also I invite you to go on YouTube, type in your research bar the LC YouTube channel. You can see that the Little Cup from Smogan has now the official YouTube channel. We will be live covering some of the matches that happens during the week, so you can have live reaction from some of the best players watching others play. And excellent. So if you got any comments or you want to share your thoughts on some plays that I did or that my partners did, feel free to leave it in the comments. So I'll catch you guys in the next videos. Take care and goodbye.